Holy shit. Alright. There goes Chrissy.
I need a beer. Hold on. I gotta get my beer in. Oh, she's eating that stuff. She's eating the cat food. That's fine. Oh, you got a beverage? You got a beverage, right? Queenie's over there with her tomato. Oh, here come the bean!
Alright, let's do one last final check here. The final check to make sure this is actually working properly, and Chrissy's going to talk to me at the same time, so I'm listening here, so speak.
Hello, how's everybody doing? I'm sitting here with Bean, and we're beaning.
The final check to make sure this is actually working properly, and Chrissy's going to talk to me at the same time, so I'm listening here, so speak.
Hello, how's everybody doing?
I'm testing for proper modulation.
Are we modulated?
Okay, now we're not hold on, I keep forgetting to
We got feedback.
Turn that over. Now we can do this. Okay, so now I have started the microphone so we can get an intro going into the podcast and everything. So you still
I'm getting stuff, so.
alright, well, we're waiting. The entire country is waiting for Christine. The entire show.
Are we on?
We're on recording, but we're not officially starting the show.
Oh.
This is the pre-roll, so I can find something funny that'll have like a couple of seconds beforehand before
Nice.
scrolling your feed.
No, I'm not. I'm looking for stuff.
I see a black cat there.
Yes.
Black cat 9 lives.
It's, not what I'm looking for. Oh, Midgie's eating all the cat food. She's getting her cat food on, yo. Alright, well, we got a lot of stuff to talk about our store, the store that we put next door. I got the pumpkin out in the yard. I'm going to talk about my mangosteen soap that I think is doing a wonderful job, and I'll explain what a mangosteen is, and all that fun stuff. So let's do it.
Okay, it's time to start the podcast with the lovely, wonderful witch woman here. Her name is Chrissy.
Hello!
So this is since I'm counting these down now as we do them along. This is episode number 8.
Number 8, holy crow.
That's it's 2 months of doing this.
Wow.
So
Wow. It doesn't feel like it though at all. Like I'm having a good time with this. This is fun.
Yes, I finally wrangled the witch into doing something that.
It's cathartic, especially when you have Baphomet issues.
There is no Baphomet issues. It's a freaking doll.
Yeah, don't say that to him.
Freaking doll.
Don't say that to him.
Listen,
We're gonna have problems. We're gonna have locusts. It's bad enough we had ants and mice. Now we're gonna have locusts.
And plagues.
And well, yeah, we have plagues. Yeah, I need a plague mask. I want a real plague mask.
I want the big long beak.
Yeah, I don't want this stupid little surgical face mask I'm wearing. I want the whole shebang.
That would definitely ensure social distance if you're walking around with that on your face.
Yeah, well that thing's like 4 feet long in front of you.
Nose.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I need. I need the goggles, I need the long nose, I need the black coat with the hat, the whole 9. Go to work that way.
You do work for social services.
See how long it lasts before they walk me out of the building.
It doesn't specifically say that you can't wear a plague mask in the building, I'm sorry.
Well, it is a plague mask. We have a plague.
You have a plague?
I got a mask.
There you go.
There's a law states I have to wear a mask. There's my plague mask.
Oh my goodness.
What? What?
So where are we starting this week, Miss Wild Witch Woman?
Well, let's start with this one. Something I have tried most of my adult life and was never able to accomplish has happened. and I didn't do it, but it happened in the yard.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else completely.
No.
My mind wants to get in the gutter.
No. Oh my god. Yeah, no multiple, triplet, quadruple orgasms yet. So, but anyway.
Sorry, it's all my fault.
I'm talking about a pumpkin patch. I grew a pumpkin patch. A pumpkin patch grew in my yard. I don't know how it happened, but it's there, it's huge, and I have a pumpkin.
It's there, it's huge, it's loud, it's proud, it's your pumpkin patch. I didn't see a lot of leaves, so I did see a little green pumpkin.
Yes. Well, I have a pumpkin patch. And I actually saw another little pumpkin growing in the pumpkin patch.
Double pumpkins.
Double pumpkin, and I expect us to sit outside on Halloween night looking for the great pumpkin.
We will.
In our
Not pumpkin
own
patch.
personal pumpkin patch.
So we're going live from the pumpkin patch.
Absolutely.
On Halloween night. I think that's a damn good idea. We'll sit there.
We go live at the crazy ass pumpkin patch that's going to be going on next door.
Does he have pumpkin patch going on?
No, but there's going to be a
Yes.
lot of pumpkins.
Yes, there will.
There's going to be a lot of pumpkins going on. Our neighbor has a Halloween yard bonfire party every year. And the whole neighborhood goes over, and it's absolutely wonderful. Everybody brings food, beverages, adult beverages. They dress up. We sit in, well, he owns a business. He owns a restoration business, and he has a big parking lot. So they bring a cauldron out front next to the road.
Yes, a big cauldron.
Yeah, and they have a fire going all night. It's a lot of fun. We have a good time. So. True that. So we'll be doing that this year. Plus, and so we'll probably be live there with maybe visits to the pumpkin patch to see where the great pumpkin, if he shows up.
Depending on our internet connection.
Yeah.
It's our internet connection is always the problem here. We try to go live.
Lately, yeah, it's not a good thing. Not that good.
So the pumpkin, you have potentially 2 pumpkins growing in the pumpkin patch next to the cottage.
Not potential. There are pumpkins.
We are pumpkining. Alright, so
There are pumpkins.
did you post any photos of that on our Instagram feed yet?
No, but I have pictures of it.
Okay, so we'll have to post those sometime
Yeah.
around this premieres, which will be in September.
Yeah. Now, mind you, it's not orange yet. He's still kind of green.
Well, pumpkin's gotta mature, man. It's like everything else. It's
Yeah,
gotta be
pumpkin's got a pumpkin.
mature. Pumpkin, baby.
It's gotta get his pumpkin on. So, what about you? Anything new with you this week?
With me this week, well, I actually started digging into getting the magazine together, so I'm laying it out. Things are going to be a little bit different this time. It's not just going to be all just pictures, since everybody's sending things in has adhered to the theme.
Yes.
I'm able to make a much cooler layout, so it's going to be a little bit different looking than before. We've got some really cool stuff going on there, so I'm pretty stoked on that. I've been working on videos of behind-the-scene videos of the podcast. They're up on our Patreon. There's also a YouTube channel that I've been sticking stuff on, previews of all this stuff, so you can see what we look like and what we do and all the weird stuff that we get about. I just posted a video up on our YouTube channel of the ants. I think we were going to talk about that. So when the whole ant thing started, Christine dressed up in a bunny suit, which is
it's a clean suit.
A clean suit. If you work in the pharmaceutical industry, you'll know what that is.
Yep.
And if you want to watch the video, you'll see it. So she got up into that getup, and we followed her down into the crawl space under the house, and she went and sprayed for ants.
Yeah.
So there's a good 6 minutes of Chrissy in a bunny suit. You've seen her half nude on the internet.
Yeah.
Now see her in a bunny suit.
Yeah. Now see me completely covered up.
Completely covered up, and it was a little tense there, and it did not solve the ant problem at all.
No.
But it led to some funny videos. So go to youtube.theatheistandthewitch.com. Take a look at our videos, hopefully, and give us a like or a comment. And if it's a comment that actually is something funnier, we'll respond. But if it's you telling us that we need to find the Lord, we will not respond.
Oh, hell no. No.
So, that's what I've been working on. I have the atheist irritation this week. Do we want to go there now, or do we know?
Yeah, let him have it.
Let him have it?
Yeah.
The atheist irritation this week is we have a current occupant of the White House, who I don't particularly like as a human being. I didn't like him before he was in the office. But I'm not even here to talk about that. I want to talk about hypocrisy. Now, as far as I know, and I remember from my teachings of the Christian faith, a pastor is supposed to be somebody who doesn't want to hurt people, wants them to have good lives, and it generally wants to be an all-around decent human being. So we do a little walk through the town every week, and this week we wandered past this house, and on the front of it was a 4x8, like not in inches but in feet, sign that had the current occupant's little slogan on there, and below it. Now, I want you to remember that I just talked about a pastor, because this is a pastor's front yard.
Yeah.
It has pastor on his cars. Below the sign it said his slogan, and then right below it was, "Make liberals cry again."
Yeah.
So, I see these things not all the time, luckily. I see it occasionally on people's cars and stuff. But to see it on a man of supposed Christian faith's front lawn, and basically what that's saying is, I want to cause emotional harm to human beings. I want to make people who identify as liberal, normally people who identify as liberals are very open-minded, they're very loving, compassionate people. You may disagree with that, but you're wrong. But whether you disagree with it or not, you don't want, as a pastor, as a man of the Jehovah God, the Jewish, Muslim, Christian God, you shouldn't be wanting to make other people have an emotional problem.
Yeah, why are
what
you
you're saying? Why you want to emotionally harm someone? That is exactly what that sign is saying by saying, "Make liberals cry again." Make somebody cry. So the pastor apparently lives in the town, is perfectly happy with making people cry, making them upset. And you know what? You ain't no man of your God. Trust me.
Oh my God, no.
So that's my atheist irritation this week, is pastors who are not pastors.
Yeah, I don't get that. Like, what enjoyment are you getting out of, like, inflicting harm on another human being?
Yeah.
Whether it be physical, emotional, verbal. Like, you are sick to do that.
Yeah,
like, there's something wrong with you.
There's something wrong.
Like, you have such a power trip that it's that important to actually harm another human being, emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever you want to call it. You're getting something out of this.
Just trust me, I identify as a liberal-minded, progressive mother effer, 100%, man. And you ain't making me cry, but you're making me laugh.
Yeah.
And you just expose, like, being an atheist, I gotta tell you, I do get a little freaked out by this guy, because if you want to check off all the little boxes that Christians talk about an antichrist should be, that gentleman checks them all off, man. He's got the list like in front of him, and he just keeps going down that thing and going.
And Brett is referring to the president in charge.
Yes, the current president of this country. Yes.
He, as far as we're concerned, he is the Antichrist.
He is the current Antichrist. I do believe Nostradamus predicted 3, so he'd be the big 3 right there.
Yeah, he's really hitting all the bases.
Which is odd, because I always said my favorite number is 3, so maybe my whole thing is I'm supposed to be around for the 3rd Antichrist.
I don't know. We lived through how many apocalypses?
We did make it through a lot of apocalypses. I like it.
Did you ever notice that?
We could bring that up real quick. I think there was at least 4. There was the Mayan apocalypse. There was that one the other Christian who said, this exact date. I remember seeing the bus with the whole.
I saw the signs up.
Yeah, they were all over the place. The world's gonna end, and I'm like, oh, here we go again. And I got a note from my brother, an email that said, the world's gonna end. I just want you to know, to let the family know. My sister and my mother was still alive at this point. And the world's gonna end. Get everything already prepared. And I'm like, you moron. So I saved that email, and I waited until right after. Of course, we didn't all die during the supposed apocalypse. And I sent an email back, basically saying, don't ever write me again with this fucking nonsense. And he was not talking to my mother. I told him, you need to talk to Mom. Well, Mom picks up the phone someday and she calls me up and she says, hey, Brett, it was really weird. Your brother called me today and he was talking. That's when I will allow communication channels to be opened up between us. Until then, please sit down there in your friggin' hellhole in Floridia and wait for whatever apocalypse you want to wait for.
Yeah, just to fill a few things in there. Brett's brother became an evangelical and left for Florida many years ago and stopped talking to their mother for unknown reasons, and it really broke her heart. And we were hoping that him knowing how sick she was, that he would have reached out to contact her before she passed away, which he never did.
No, he didn't. Another person of God.
Yeah.
Who just shits on people. So,
yep.
Yeah. Why is Brett an atheist? Because there are no gods.
Yeah.
There are no gods. It's like Ragnar said. No gods have any effect on me. These are my own stupid decisions that have every single effect on my life.
Yeah.
Although there is a mystical force that binds the whole galaxy together.
So you do believe in?
Midichlorians.
Mm-hmm.
What do they call? What is it actually called? The
Providence?
No. The actual thing that you told me about it one time. Mid something. Mitochondrial DNA.
Oh, yeah, but we all have that.
Yes, the one binding thing that everybody has, mitochondria.
Yeah, because it came from Eve. They call her Eve, which was the first animal that had this mitochondrial DNA has genetic tissue, which can be traced. So every human being has mitochondrial DNA. Every human being on the planet has this one mitochondrial DNA with a certain form of genetic tissue that is traced back to one specific animal that lived thousands of years ago.
Millions of years ago.
Yeah, well, millions of years. But, yeah, because, they don't believe in evolution either.
You don't believe in evolution, you accept the science behind evolution.
Yeah, but the thing is that we all have this genetic DNA. So, and it all came from one animal. Everybody on the planet's got the same one. We all descended from one specific female. And it was a female. They know it was a female, and they call her Eve.
So, with all that being said, since we all share the same mitochondrial DNA,
yeah,
we shouldn't want people out there that want to inflict emotional harm on other people and think it's funny and cute. So, that's my atheist irritation
for the week. That was a good one. Yeah, we stopped actually walking down that road because Brett wants to kick the sign in. And I can't say I blame him because it's fucking obnoxious,
dude.
It's
obnoxious. I don't have 4 foot by 8 foot signs.
No, in fact, honestly, if that thing is up during mischief night, that's open game.
Yeah.
That's free game. You're asking for it.
That to me is that falls under the heading of the Christian worshiping false idols.
Yeah. Oh my God, we should put that on his car. Stop worshiping false idols.
Unfortunately, he's not worth my time to do anything except laugh at. So what's going on? What else is going on with the witch here?
Well, we have the horoscopes. You want to start?
We do the horoscopes. It's time for the horoscopes.
Yeah, from the Hood Witch, thehoodwitch.com. Thank you. You do a wonderful job.
All right. I'm going to assume this is probably going to be another very sexy week for the horoscopes. All right, this week will bring major changes and growth to our lives if we are ready to move forward and lean into pursuing who and what we love. August 26th brings karmic connections our way when action planet Mars, who's currently in Aries, aspects the nodes of destiny. And I've had my nodes of destiny aspected and they just feel fantastic. The following day, Venus, who's in Cancer, and Neptune, who's retrograde in Pisces, tenderly link up, offering us the promise of unconditional love. Mercury, who's in Virgo, and Jupiter, who's retrograde in Capricorn, let me tell you, it's a gentle lover. Expand our minds and ideology on the 29th. The energy shifts on the 30th when Venus opposes Pluto, retrograde in Capricorn. Passions will consume us as well as jealousy. Later in the day, Mercury and Neptune share a fraught aspect, creating ambiguity and confusion around our emotions. The full corn moon in Pisces brings clarity around such sentiments on September 1st. With the help of Mercury and Pluto retrograde, we can unmask all secrets on the 1st. There's a high chance that we may pick up on other people's energies this week, which may create intense feelings to persist within us. Therefore, it's essential to do a cleansing this week to clear out the toxicity and detox our homes. First, cleanse your space with Palo Santo.
I have that upstairs. It's a wood.
Is that like an enema thing?
No, it's wood that you burn. I have a
You want to burn my wood?
No. That would hurt.
Be sure to get rid of the energy that's locked in the edges and corners of your rooms. Once you're done, place clear quartz crystals in the corner. Wow, that's a rough one. I got through it.
Yeah.
Clear quartz crystals in the corners that you feel holds the most energy to detox your space. You may benefit from placing an amethyst crystal by your bedside to protect your energy while sleeping.
We have one already sitting there.
Perfect. Okay, time for the actual horoscopes. Aries, you got it for you. Before you hit the gas pedal and start accelerating your energy, take a few minutes to center your energy. You will find that you're at your best when you approach life with ease and caution, aware of all the positives and negatives of a situation. Before moving forward, think about all the possible outcomes and proceed with caution before you fly off into the ether. Taurus, no bull this time, Taurus. When one door closes, another one opens. Remember that you don't have to stay in a situation that isn't working for you. You have the power to make changes in your life and transform your vibe. You can create the world you want this week. As long as you're clear about what you want to bring into your orb, success is guaranteed. Get to work. Gemini, be cognizant of who and what you give your energy and time to this week. You will find that fixating on one particular situation is holding you back from achieving your goals. Before you become consumed with investigating and resolving one particular matter or relationship, be aware that it's keeping you back from important tasks and that it is actually a waste of your energy. Cancer, if you look deep within yourself, you will be able to find all of the answers you've been looking for to your recent existential quandaries. The caveat is that you may not be ready to face the truths of different situations, which will cause inner turmoil to persist within. Be real with yourself to help yourself live your best life, full of honor and honesty. And let me tell you, the world can use more honor and honesty right now. Leo, instead of marching onwards and forwards, take a step back and work on past issues. Be bold and brave. Let yourself make amends with repressed situations and emotions. What you'll find is that a lot of your old problems are affecting your current relationships. All of this is why it's best to heal and mend your heart before creating the same issues all over again. Ah, my lovely Virgo princess that sits before me. A storm's brewing within your intimate relationships. Oh, really? A way to avoid the drama is to own up to all of the critiques that your peers are throwing your way and let it roll off your shoulders. Don't take things too personally this week, as much of it's projection-based. You will find that if you drop such annoyances, you can have an extremely positive week. Don't let the people that are going to be messing with you upset you, because all they're doing is projecting their issues onto you.
Gotcha.
Libra, balance. You may be feeling like an imposter when it comes to your career, resulting from your coworkers being extremely invested and in tune with the incentives of your boss. Don't let their vibe stand in the way of achieving greatness. Think about the vision you want to create and decide if the company you work for is the right place for your dreams to soar. Scorpio, you aspire to high ideals when it comes to love and relationships. However, if you are not listening and adhering
to your own rules. Before you criticize others, make sure you practice what you preach to avoid conflicts from starting. Also, be sure you're absolutely right in your assumptions before arguing with your peers. This will allow you to avoid drama and with those you care about. Sagittarius, you're evolving and letting go of all the things that you've been holding back. The caveat is that you may not be ready to move away from people and situations yet. Before you make a hasty decision, be sure that it is what you really want. If not, then start focusing your energies on implementing change to your inner vibe in an effort to expand your philosophical horizons. Capricorn!
Thank you.
Yes. Words can hurt, which is why it's best to express yourself with kindness and compassion. Before you assert your views with passion and vigor, think about how others may perceive them. You'll find that you can attract more bees with honey, not bitter herbs. Try to use this motto going forward when faced with confrontation to ensure a positive outcome in all of your exchanges. Aquarius. The thing you'll be grappling with the most this week is the power of intention. Instead of acting out in ways that can be harmful to yourself, try to use the pungent lunar energy to create the world you want. Once you're honest with what you want to achieve, then you can manifest your truest desires. Let your actions dictate your innermost heartfelt sentiments. And Pisces, my fishy friends. The full moon will make you feel as though you're not getting enough attention from others. You may be longing for more TLC, resulting in you acting out. Before you confront those you care about, take a few breaths and calm your energy. Don't start a conversation dramatically to express your feelings. Let your heart guide you to find gentle words to state your concerns. And those are the horoscopes, people.
Words to live by from the Hood Witch.
Yeah, she does a good job. I really like them. You know, and they seem to ring true for us a lot of times.
Keep mine again before you go. I do get a little overly passionate about my views, but my views aren't really designed to make liberals cry.
No, but you're pretty blunt with things. Like you're right there. Like you.
Right.
You're very blunt.
What are you actually thinking? Are you sure you want me to tell you this because it could
Oh
be brutal?
yeah. No.
Yes, please. I really want to know.
Care to share with our trip to Florida and how you?
We'll discuss that another time.
Yeah.
We're 24 minutes in, so we're doing good this time. Where are we going next? Where are you driving to now?
Okay.
What animal did you bring into the house?
Oh god, no animals yet. Actually, no, I'm done. So I bought a soap this week, and it had something in it that I never really experienced before, called mangosteen. I know.
Christine with the mangosteen.
Yeah.
Christine with the mangosteen.
So I thought it'd be fun to talk about it, just to see if anybody else has ever had mangosteen, eaten it, I don't know, used it. But I had no idea what it was. But I was like, wow, that's a funky name, so I might as well buy a soap with a funky name in it, right? So, but you know what? I think it's doing a nice job on my skin. Doesn't my skin look so pretty?
What did I say last night when we were eating crabs?
I don't remember. I was really drunk.
I didn't say it last night. I said it this morning when we were up in the hot tub. I was watching you. I was looking at you by the firelight, and I was like, "Oh my god, your skin looks amazing. She looks fantastic." But, oh yeah, you did.
Then my mangosteen's working.
Oh, your mangosteen works perfectly.
Yeah, just to give a heads up, our Friday night is crab night here with us people. So, and we went crabbing last week with our neighbor. And this ain't normal crabbing. This is where you take a 12-foot pole with a net on it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and you go down to the dock after the dock master leaves. Is it the dock master?
Dock master.
Yeah.
They do pull boats in and out of there, so.
Yeah. So you gotta go there after 9 o'clock when he leaves, or else he'll scream at you until you get off of that section of the dock because you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah, that's what else where the boats do more. So
Yeah.
you shouldn't be there if you don't get on a boat.
But it's at night. Who's gonna be mooring at night?
That's why the dock master leaves, and you can go wander around there all you want. Because no boats are gonna be mooring in the middle of the night.
Okay.
Bump.
All right. So we go there with this giant pole of a net. Actually, 2 of them. And there's no cages, no lines, no nothing involved. It's just a net and a bucket. And luckily there's a big light there, so all the crabs are like digging the light, so they come swimming to the top. So it's like, it's a no-brainer. You're really not doing anything except scooping the little buggers up.
Crab scooper.
Yeah. So we go, we get our crabs, and on Friday night it's crab night. And crab night is sit around a fire and eat crabs.
Sit around a fire, eat crabs, and Chrissy drinks, and have a root beer. Yay.
Yeah, but well, last night John had our neighbor who cooks and cleans the crabs, thank God, because I don't think I could do that, had a guest over, so us, John, his guest, we're all sitting there eating crabs, and we got a little one thing led to another, and then the bottle of Jack Daniels came out, and then there was summer shandies involved, and
What was that yellow stuff? Was that something? Was it honey or something thing?
well, it was Jack Daniels honey, which was really good, and then there was summer shandies, which is a beer with lemonade, which is also very good. But you know, when you start mixing things, it just becomes a blur.
It's a beerminade.
Yeah, it's a beerminade. But anyway, back to mangosteen. I had no idea what it was. So, mangosteen, also known as the purple mangosteen, is a tropical evergreen tree with an edible fruit native to the islands nations of Southeast Asia. Its center of origin is peninsular Malaysia, although a precise origin is uncertain due to widespread prehistoric cultivation. So this thing looks like it's the color of a plum, probably about the size of a plum, it looks like, but the inside looks like a tiny white pumpkin, right? Doesn't that look like a little white pumpkin in there?
Sort of. It looks
It's weird.
it's cauliflower-esque to me. Well, I can't
Yeah.
remember that word.
So I'm like, this is the weirdest looking freaking thing ever. But apparently there's a lot of good stuff that comes from it. It's highly nutritious. It's very low in calories. It has vitamin C, vitamin B9, vitamin B1, vitamin B2, manganese, copper, magnesium. It's rich and powerful in antioxidants. One of mangosteen's most significant attributes is its unique antioxidant profile, according to Healthline.com. Antioxidants are compounds that can be neutralize the damaging effects of potentially harmful molecules, and mangosteen apparently contains several of them, such as vitamin C and folate. Plus, it provides xanthanones, a unique type of plant compound known to have very strong antioxidant properties. And the xanthanones result in anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, anti-aging, anti-diabetic effects. So
How'd you learn about this?
I just bought a soap with it. I just was looking for soap in the health food store, and then I saw this little soap that said it had mangosteen in it, and I just bought it because I was like, I don't know what this is, but I feel like I have to have it. So
The universe called out to me in the
Yeah.
form of soap, or as the Christians would call it, you found a sign from God for soap.
yeah. So mangosteen is also rich in fiber. It may have anti-cancer effects, which that's always a plus. And it also may promote weight loss. That's interesting. Anything that does weight loss is right up my alley. And then what else does it do? Supports blood and sugar control, which is always a really good thing. And it promotes a healthy immune system. And this is why it was in the soap. Helps maintain healthy skin. Skin damage from sun exposure is a common occurrence worldwide. One study in mice treated with supplemental mangosteen extract observed a protective effect against ultraviolet B, UVB radiation in the skin. What's more, a small 3-month human study found that people treated with 100 milligrams of mangosteen extract daily experienced significantly more elasticity in their skin and less accumulation of particular compound known to contribute to skin aging. Research asserts that mangosteen antioxidant and anti-inflammatory capacity is the main reason for these skin protective effects. But of course, they always tell you that more studies is needed. So I just figured it would be fun to talk a little bit about the fun little soap I got.
Mangosteen.
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 Something I knew nothing about, never knew what it looked like, but I bought a soap with it just because.
So you were going to try to recommend a little mangosteen in everybody's life.
Yeah, why not? Can't hurt.
Once you go mangosteen, you never go back.
No, you never go back. So that's my mangosteen for the evening. Woo! So, and a good note this week, I will have to say, people, we have not seen any mice in well over a week.
I don't say it's weak. It is weak for the
It
mice.
is a week,
The mice have been down.
The mice have been gone since the first day they came. And then we have not seen ants since, what was the day they showed up over there?
It's been a couple of days.
It's just been a few days, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. I am cautiously optimistic, but it did rain a lot today. And you know they don't like that rain.
The ants come out there in the rain. The ants come out there in the rain. The ants come out. The ants come out. The ants come out there in the rain.
So yeah, so I'm hoping tomorrow I don't wake up and find the house crawling with the little fuckers again. Because as Brett will attest, I can handle like a lot of really gross crap, but for some reason ants is a no-go.
Yeah, ants are not the thing to get Christine.
No.
Because she gets very violently upset.
I do. I can't handle it. It just screams not me at all.
So what else we got going on besides mangosteen and the you got any ghost stories this week for us? Any Chrissy's creepy chronicles from the Haunted Highway?
Well, alright, so how about this one? So yes, this would be a little part of Chrissy's creepy chronicles. Legacy Theater, Springfield, Illinois. A good theater ghost should be dramatic. He should never miss his cues, and he should create in his audience a willing suspension of disbelief. Joe Neville, the ghost of the Legacy Theater in Springfield, definitely fills the bill. Acting may always have been a passion for Joe. It seemed to come to him easily. He passed himself off as an experienced actor who had performed across Europe, but no one is really sure this is true. His boss thought he was a loyal employee until he was caught embezzling. Even after his death in 1951, when his will was published, the city learned that he left valuable items he didn't own, such as a castle in Europe, to his friends in Springfield. Maybe Joe even had himself fooled. He was to act in Mr. Barry's etchings on the eve of opening night. He learned through a friend his embezzlement had been discovered, and he was to be arrested the following day. Either Joe couldn't handle going to jail, or he didn't want his opening night ruined. After the final dress rehearsal, Joe went home and took his life with a handful of painkillers, followed up with, fish tank cleaner. Oh, good God.
What the fish tank cleaner does to you?
I don't know, that's pretty interesting. I never heard that one before. Even death could not keep Joe from the theater. The theory is that he is still waiting for his opening night. Whatever the reason, he has made so many appearances in so many ways that he is generally accepted as part of the Legacy Theater. Everyone seems to have a Joe story. Bart Conterman, an actor and member of the Theater Guild, recalls the recent opening night of Charlotte's Web, when he was acting as assistant director and stage manager. Part of his job was to, hold on, I got a bean in my lap, was to walk through the building after the show to ensure that everything was closed and lights were off. He took a roundabout route, ending up turning off the back scene shop lights last, leaving him to exit the theater in darkness, except for the ghost light, a small lamp without a shade, on the stage. Since the light was behind him, he could see his shadow in front of him as he walked out. About halfway out, he saw a second shadow across his own. He turned instantly and saw no one. He was alone, except perhaps for Joe. Joe has many ways of making himself known. People working in the box office have seen the heavy theater doors swing open by themselves. Another guild member brought in a class for a tour. The kids began asking about the ghost, and the woman finally admitted she didn't really believe in Joe. At that precise moment, all the lights in the theater went out. It seems Joe was trying very hard to convince her. While preparing a set one day, a man working on a ladder suddenly watched his scissors fall apart in his hand. One blade fell and impaled itself in the stage floor directly at his feet. Director Rebecca Sykes feels it's hard for anyone to doubt Joe's existence. Talk about him and he'll show up. Talk badly about him and he'll show up angry. While testing lights one day, a group of women were talking about Joe as a ladies' man, saying he'd sure get a kick out of seeing so many women on stage. Suddenly, the piano player came up from the basement screaming, saying a chill just overtook her. As she reached the stage, a heavy length of chain fell from the rafters, landing at her feet. There had been no chains used in the theater for years. No one knows where this one came from. Rebecca said she recently saw Joe herself. She was working in the office above the theater where a large window overlooks the stage. And any sound from the stage can be heard. She was talking on the phone, looking out the window at the stage. No one else was in the theater, and the only light was the ghost light. In mid-sentence, she paused as she tried to believe what she was seeing. Someone stepped out on the stage and walked behind the ghost light. It might have been someone who had just slipped into the theater, but any typical movement should have made a sound. The figure was completely silent. Rebecca had a sense that the figure was not quite real. In 1996, the theater group decided to perform the fateful Mr. Barry's etchings, which had not been staged since Joe's death. They chose Halloween for the opening night. All the performers were nervous, wondering what Joe would do. Everyone was surprised that nothing happened, until they checked the camera. 3 times they attempted to film the performance, and 3 times the camera shut itself off. The Legacy Theater Guild may make Mr. Barry's etchings an annual tribute to Joe, and they will probably choose Halloween for the performance date. If you enjoy a good scare, you may want to drop in. The Legacy Theater address is 101 East Lawrence, Springfield, Illinois 62704. The phone number is 217-528-9760. So give him a call if you want to check him out. See how Joe's doing.
See how Joe's doing. He keeps interrupting performances.
Yeah, and not being very nice to certain people.
He seems to be a bad actor.
Yeah.
As opposed to myself, was an over-actor. Thank you.
You're very dramatic.
I am very dramatic in everything I attempt to do. Oh, Chrissy's joining. That means we must be getting nearer to the end of the podcast show.
It was a lot of work today. We didn't discuss why.
Oh, yes. Let's see. How do we bring this about?
I need a beverage.
Alright, Chrissy's going to get a beverage real quick. I'll begin to explain.
I got the... Say hi, Beanie. Say hi. Wave to the camera. Whee!
So we, as you know, we do the podcast. We do all of our video stuff. There's the Wild Witch, and it all sort of revolves around the magazine that we've began to do, Atheist and Witch magazine. And if you followed us over the years, from the pinups and everything, you know that both of us dabble in the arts. Chrissy with pen and ink, and me with computer 3D design kind of stuff.
Yes, he's very good.
So we've always tried to put that stuff out there. We put it on the internet. We've done things here and there, but we live in a little historic district of a small town, and right next to us is a couple of gentlemen who own a home which is 1/2 bed and breakfast and 1/2 now an antique/gift store, and they've allowed us to put a bunch of our product in there. And So there's now an official place where you can go to find Atheist and The Witch made crafts and artwork.
Yes.
Which is at the Dusty Shelf, which is on Facebook. Look it up, the Dusty Shelf in Barnegat, New Jersey, and you can find all of our stuff in there. And if you ever actually happen to be in the area and you're wandering around, you will find us next door in the Cottage Conundrum with the big sign on it. But yeah, so today we were inventorying everything that we usually stick out in front of the house, yard sale wise, because that's what we normally do. And we brought it over there, and now we have a little area that we have all our stuff in. So we're actually officially in a little store, which is how we want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I felt like it was the night to be celebrating. You know, this is a brand new venture for us, and I think it's going to go, actually no, I know it's going to go very well. Yes.
I'm glad you're confident in this. I think it's, because we do
Why
live,
not?
we live right next to what's called a rail trail, where people are always coming down, they're hiking, they're biking, they're walking.
Yes.
And
running.
Yep. And it's a place where people just wander around, and they're the type of people that would be going into a shop like that, and it's really cool. This is how we've always talked about. We wanted to live our lives in this little area like this, and next to something that we can do for exercise and be around small shops, and things are coming together.
Yes.
As long as we can get this town to get their act together and actually support small business as opposed to harassing them.
And my new business venture is I want to buy rickshaws, and I need runners. Because there's bar crawls that happen all the time, and the bars they're open. They have outdoor eating areas now, so there's numerous bars along the rail trail, and yeah, I think we need rickshaws.
Rickshaws. Well, that's a next year thing. I mean, by next year, hopefully we'll be in a different place in a lot of different ways, and
yeah.
we'll that might be a good venture. I mean, we'll have the other people buying the place next door, the building across the way, and putting a cafe in. Then we'll have rickshaws out. That'd be awesome if we had like a building and then we had little rickshaws all lined up there. That would just be mind blowing. See how crazy the town gets. We can't allow rickshaws. They licensed. It's like, shut up, get out of my face, leave me alone.
Dude, they're runners pulling carts. How are you gonna license that? It's not motorized.
Get out my face with your nonsense, son.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to conserve the historic area of downtown. You are conservative, ain't you, boy? Conserve something. So yeah, we're sort of stoked on that. Devin's a cool guy who owns the place.
Yeah, and Alex.
Yep, Devin and Alex, and yeah, we're making progress and progression. So shout out, go to facebook.com and look for the Dusty Shelf in Barnegat, New Jersey, and you will go like it, check it out, and come on down and have a day on the rail trail and shop in the Dusty Shelf.
Yep.
So I guess we're nearing the end. We're at 46 minutes. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I guess it's time for these shout outs. Oh, we should talk about this. Actually, I'll get to that in 1 second. Let me talk about the magazine again near the end here, so everybody knows what we're looking for. This fall issue, which is going to be coming out very near to when this podcast comes out, is completely filled. We are now accepting submissions for a winter issue, or as we would call it, I guess, Yule Tide issue. So we'll be looking for winter themed kind of witchy, pagan kind of stuff, interesting things like that. We love all gothic, witchy, steampunk, alternative, fairy, mermaid, pagan, vampire, post-apocalyptic, cyberpunk, modeling, artwork, stories that you can throw at us. We're accepting submissions for artwork, writing, fiction, and non-fiction. If you like to write about belief systems, why you don't have a belief system, how to make better belief systems, please send us something in. I would love to read it because I would find it interesting, and people like to think like us.
Yeah, it's very fascinating.
Photography, we do pinup style stuff in there, and we also want some just regular photography, like gothic looking buildings, wild looking stuff. Send it all in.
Get crazy.
We do accept advertising. If anybody wants to advertise in our magazine, I don't know how it's going to go over, but we are not afraid to accept actual money. So we put it back into all the endeavors that we are up to.
Yeah, it really helps us do all the work with the magazine.
If you don't think like mainstream society tells you to, then we want to hear from you.
Yes, and we are also accepting, we are going to have a page for fantastic familiars. This is all about people's crazy critters, pets, whatever you got going on. Even plants. If you got a plant as a pet, if you got some sort of plant and you this is your love of your life, hey, fauna and flora, bring it on.
We want to hear about your cactus.
Yeah, let us know about your cactus, your aloe plant, your whatever. Send us a picture. Write to us why it's so important to you and what it means to you and why you love your little plants so much or your pets. But it is fantastic familiars. Send us a photo of yourself. Introduce yourself. Introduce your fauna or flora, and let's get to know each other.
Let's get to know each other.
Yeah.
The places you can find us, we're on Twitter at Atheist and Witch. We're on Instagram at The Atheist and The Witch. We're on Facebook. Look for The Atheist and The Witch. Our YouTube channel, which we can use some likes and subscribes on if you could do that for us.
Yeah.
YouTube.theatheistandthewitch.com. We're on all kinds of podcast channels now, we're up to 8 of them. But our main one is anchor.fm/atheist-and-witch. And search for us on Apple Podcasts if you're an Apple person like we all are. Look for us on there, The Atheist and Witch. We also have a Patreon site for the podcast itself, patreon.com/The Atheist and the Witch. We have a few different little levels of support for what we do here with the podcast, which also helps the magazine and everything else. Chrissy came up with this stuff. $2 will get you a podcast shout out where we'll tell people that, hey, thank you very much. And she will do what's called a card pull, which she's now going to explain.
Oh, so it's like it's a single card reading. So.
What is a card reading for the neophytes in the audience?
Well, basically you have a oracle deck, which is like a tarot deck, but there's many different types. And you pull a card out of the deck and you explain the meaning to the person, and the person a lot of times has a question, or it resonates with the person for some aspect of their life. So that would be the card pull.
Like a tarot kind of thing.
Yeah, it depends, but it's an oracle deck.
The first time I ever heard somebody doing the cards like that was in the James Bond movie Live and Let Die. There was a woman that was doing the cards. And of course, they couldn't put a James Bond and it came with like death or something.
It's just change.
Well,
it's change. It's not a physical death.
So for $5, we'll give you a shout out. Christine will do a card pull, and we'll send you off one of our cool Atheist and Witch stickers to show your support on your car, book, or whatever. And for $7.50, the big money one, we'll give you a shout out, card pull. We'll send you a sticker, and you get to see all the stupidity and antics that go on here full time. Behind the scenes, the full videos of these podcasts. You can actually watch the whole podcast and watch our staring at each other, me staring off into space sometimes, Christine saying things, and I'm like, I gotta research this real quick so you can see all that. If you like the show and you want to support us and you want to show something on your body or in your home, you can head over to our Zazzle stores where we have shirts, mugs, hats, and other merchandise for fans of The Atheist and The Witch. It's located at store.theatheistandthewitch.com. Chrissy's witchy artwork can be found at thewitchstore.theatheistandthewitch.com.
What about the pins?
We just got the pins. I forgot about the pins.
Pins! We have pins. Here, I'll show you. Pins!
I think I just put those on our Instagram too a couple of weeks ago. So
yes. They look wonderful. I have one.
I have those. I gotta put those up on there. They're I gotta add those to the Patreon, but I'll also probably have them up on there as a something you can buy with the sticker. I got a sticker and a pin for $5.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Helping us out there with the podcast.
Yeah, we really need help too.
We need help. We need a lot of help.
We need a lot. Oh my god.
Let me tell you.
It's therapy. We gotta do dial-in therapy. Especially with me after the whole ant and mouse situation. Oh my god. I'm scarred for life.
Scarred for life. You can also find, for those of you that are listening to us because you want to just hear Chrissy's, the Wild Witch's mellifluous tones of her lovely voice.
My nasally voice. I'm
can,
very nasally, I know it. I'm sorry.
You can find her at the Wild Witch at Twitter at _wild_witch.
Woo!
Instagram, Wild Witch Lady. Facebook, The Wild Witch Lady.
Woo!
She is a lady. And you can support the Wild Witch by heading on over to her Patreon.
Yeah.
Which is patreon.com/The Wild Witch, where she has several different tiers of support. And you're supporting the witch directly on that one. It has nothing to do with anything but
yeah.
basically you're supporting her animal habit.
Yes, you are. Yeah, my addiction.
Her addiction to animals.
My animal addiction. They appreciate it, thank you. And they say thanks.
As always, everyone, we thank you for supporting us in our small attempts to entertain and promote those that society deems different and are usually outcast from it, which we have sort of been our entire adult lives and most of our childhood as well.
Yeah.
In fact, I think next time we should get into the whole you calling the EPA as like an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
I have to remember that.
I can't believe they actually talked to me. I was like such a little kid.
I'll have to discuss that, how much different things.
Yeah.
So I think we're about ready to sign off here. So I'm going to give us our sign off and then we'll say our goodbyes.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
They call us weird, they call us odd. They don't get it, we don't care. Where reason meets magic. We are the Atheist and
The Witch.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Let's see if that actually worked. Make sure it's turned on. Years of support, and you're supporting the witch directly on that one. It's not really anything, but basically you're supporting her animal habit.
Yeah.
All right, we did it. 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 We did it.
Why do I feel so tired? I feel like I did a lot today. I'm just saying.
Episode 829. Episode 8-29
What is this Cascaria thing?
We are the Atheist and the Chrissy. That was really good. I don't think I'm gonna have to do anything with this. It's just gonna be.
That's true. Yeah, my addiction. My animal addiction. My issues.
Horoscopes. All right, this week we'll bring major changes in.
But
All right, good night, camera. Oh, it's Britt. I'm trying to get a 6-pack coming for everybody. Chrissy's Designs demands that I become a pinup model as a guy. I'm supposed to be in a magazine too, so.
woo!
Tan abs. Good night. Oh, now I'm blind, so I can't see because my glasses. No, good night.